Hi everybody, today we're going to work on 11.4, finding the volume of prisms and cylinders. When we find the volume, we're finding the space the figure occupies. So for the volume of a prism, what we're going to do is take the big B, which is the area of our base, times h, which is the height of the figure. So when I find my area of my base for this one, remember, our bases have to be parallel, so you can take this as the base, or you could take a different base, like you could take the one over here as a base. For volume, it doesn't matter, as long as your two bases are parallel to each other. I'm going to take this one that I scribbled in as my base. So to find the area of my base, for a rectangle, it's base times height, so I have 2 times 4. So I'm going to have 8 centimeters squared for the area of the base. And then I'm going to take it times the height of the figure for my height. So I have 8 centimeters squared times the height of my figure. Remember, that's our distance between bases. So I'm going to look at this base that I scribbled in to the base that's parallel to it. So the distance between those is 8 centimeters. So if I multiply 8 centimeters squared times 8 centimeters, I'm going to get the volume is 64 centimeters cubed. For volume, your units are always going to be to the third power. And even if you took this side over here that has an x on it as your base, you'll get the same answer for this one. As long as your bases are parallel to each other, you will get the same answer. Okay, this problem asks you to find the lateral area, surface area, and volume of a hexagonal prism with side length 6 meters and height 8 meters. So when it says hexagonal prism, that means your base is a hexagon. So if the side length of the hexagon is 6 and the height of your figure is 8, they want us to find the lateral area, surface area, and volume. So for lateral area, I need the perimeter of the base times the height. So first I'm going to find the perimeter and the height. And I also need the area of the base for surface area and volume. So I'm just going to go ahead and find these three things first. So for the perimeter of a base, if I have a hexagon, a regular hexagon, and one side is 6. To find the perimeter, it's 6. The side length times the number of sides, so 6 times 6 is 36. It's going to be meters. For the height of the figure, they give us it's 8, so we don't need to calculate that. And for B, it's the area of the base. So I need to find the area of my hexagon. So area of a hexagon is 1/2 perimeter times apothem. So I already have the perimeter. It's 36. So now I just need to find the apothem. Remember, the apothem's from the center of the hexagon to a 90-degree angle. So for a hexagon, this central angle is going to be 360 divided by twice the number of sides, so divided by 12. It's going to be a 30-degree angle. So to find my apothem, the apothem is the side opposite the 60-degree angle, so the apothem is going to be 3 square root of 3. So then when I solve for the area of the base, I'm going to have 93.5 meters squared. Just rounding it off right there. Okay, so now we have everything we need for our formula. So now I'm going to plug stuff in. So for lateral area, it's going to be the perimeter of my base, so 36 meters, times the height, which is 8 meters. So I'm going to take 36 times 8, which is 288, and then meters squared for area. So that's my lateral area. Now for surface area, I'm going to take my lateral area plus 2 times the area of my base. So lateral area we solve for is 288 meters squared plus 2 times the area of the base is 93.5. So now I'm going to solve this one. We get 475 meters squared. And now for volume, we're going to plug in the area of the base, which is 93.5. We're going to multiply meters squared times the height, which is 8 meters. So I'm going to take 93.5 times 8. We get 748 meters cubed for our volume. Remember to ask any questions if you have questions on how I solved this one. Okay, for this one I want you to find the lateral area, surface area, and volume of the triangular prism. And I want you to show it to me before you move on to the next slide. So pause the video right here and solve this problem. And let me see it before you move on. Okay, for volume of a cylinder, we're going to do the same concept. So volume is B times H, where B is the area of your base. And then H is the height of the figure. So for this one, if our base is a circle, the area of our base we're going to get by pi r squared. So you can also write the volume formula as the area of the base is going to be pi r squared times the height, which is h. So this is another common volume formula you'll see for cylinder. This is an easier one to remember. So I would memorize this one right here. Or if you remember base times height, the area of the base times height, same thing. This one's just a little quicker. So if I gave you the height of the figure is 4 centimeters, and the radius of this circle is, let's say it's 3 centimeters. And I want to find the volume of this. So to find the volume, I'm going to plug these numbers in. I have pi times r, which is 3 squared, times the height, which is 4. So when I solve this, I'm going to have pi times 9 times 4, which is going to give me 36 pi centimeters cubed. And if you solve that out, you'll get about 113.1 centimeters cubed. Either way, this is your answer right here. So for volume of the cylinder, you're going to do the same thing as you did for volume of prisms, just area of the base times the height. Okay, for this one, we want to solve for the volume of a cylinder with diameter 8 meters and a height of 12 meters. So the diameter is, this whole line is 8 meters. And the height of our figure is going to be the distance between our bases, so that in this case the distance between the circles is 12 meters. So the volume of our cylinder is going to be area of the base times height. So to find the area of our base is a circle. So we're going to do pi r squared. And in this case they give us the diameter is 8 meters. So our radius is half our diameter. So our radius is going to be 4 meters. So when I plug that into this formula, I'll get pi times 4 squared, which will give me 16 pi for the area of my base. Then the height of my figure is 12 meters. So when I plug this into my volume formula, I'm going to plug in area of my base, which is 16 pi, times the height, which is 12 meters. So when I take 16 times 12, I'm going to get 192 pi meters cubed. And if you multiply that out, you'll get about 603.2 meters cubed. So this is your answer for volume for this one. You can write it in terms of pi, or you can round it off. Okay, for this one I want you to try on your own. I want you to try to find the lateral area, surface area, and volume of a cylinder with radius 2 feet and height 6 feet. And I want you to show me your work before you move on. And I'll give you your worksheet when you're done with this problem.